Good evening. Are we sure we're on Harrison? Talking to Harrison in the UK here. I've got no live stream on my iPad saying we're on, so what's that about? So who have we got on? We've got DTEX Sussex. There's a bit of delay on there, so we'll see. So the first thing I get on my iPad, not my face, is some Greek advertisement for a gambling place. Thanks for joining us anyway. Metal Detecting Channel and DTEX Sussex. Nice to see a couple of you on. It says we got one on so far, even though 2 people are commenting. So hi guys, thanks for watching. Just thought we'd come on for a little chat tonight, see what's going on. If anybody's got any questions, like normal, I've got some news now. As of Monday, Monday the 4th, Star Wars Day, we're allowed to get back into the sea here. They're lifting the lockdown. Well, partially lifting the lockdown. Still no flights or anything in. But what's happening is you've got to go in supermarkets and place with a face mask on. I'm thinking they're doing that in Britain soon. But as far as going swimming and going to the beach and stuff like that, and you don't need a piece of paper to go to the supermarket anymore, or a SMS text from the government to say you can go out, we can just go out. How about that? So hopefully Monday, it kicks in the law at midnight, I think, on Monday. And so on Tuesday, wetsuit on, so you're still a bit cold, and we'll be straight out into the water there. Treasure Diver. All right, buddy, thanks for joining us. Please give us a thumbs up if you like. If you don't like, then don't. So yeah, as I was explaining, so hopefully as next week, it's been a long time, I think 5 weeks, I think, 5-6 weeks since the lockdown came on here, so it's a big thing for us now. So Alan, myself and Andy will be getting into the sea over the next week and starting finding some treasures. Thank goodness. I've been going stir crazy here. I don't know if anybody will come on that wants to possibly join us in a chat tonight. Not jealous at all, DTEX. I'm not trying to make you jealous. I'm just like super duper excited because obviously we went on lockdown a little bit before the UK here, and it's been a severe lockdown as well. It's been really, you can't just walk, you go into the UK and people are walking down the streets and carrying on as normal. Here you can't do that. You can't do any of that at the moment. Today's a bank holiday in Greece. So here today, particularly today, if you were to go out anywhere, because all the shops and everywhere are closed, the police would want to know why you're out on a bank holiday. So I've not been out, I've been outside cutting the grass. Obviously now I've got a bit of a burnt bonce, been out in the sun. Gary Kirkham, yes, mate, thanks for that. I can't wait to get out making some more videos. I've got a part 2 of the Wish detector, the £50 metal detector against the Ace 250 that I'll be doing this week. I'm going to record it first. I'll do a part 2 against the 250 on grass, against the cheapo detector from China, and then next week, now we'll learn out, I'll be going and doing it on wet sand and on the shoreline, just to compare them. Because a lot of people in the comments have been saying, where's part 2 and where's part 3? And so they're coming really soon. I didn't want to rush it in lockdown and just do it where I couldn't do it and not do it well, I wouldn't say we're always really professional, but not do it as the way I'd like to do it, should I say. So yeah, for us it's fantastic news. I just hope that everybody adheres to the new rules with wearing face masks and don't stuff it up for us so we go back into lockdown again, because it's been the longest 5 or 6 weeks of my life. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind my own company. It's it's not bad at all, but when you've got literally nobody at all to speak to and you're arguing with yourself and you're losing arguments with yourself, that's a problem. Anyway, cheers, my little loves. We just have a thought. Thought we'd mention the Harrison, who's in charge of the Go and Garrett chat on the comments down below there, the cameraman and my son. He has made some new designs and new things, which I think are fantastic, to be honest with you. He's done that one with my face on a Greek or Roman statue holding a metal detector, which I think is awesome. And now we've got the new Go and Garrett logo, which is split with obviously land detecting and diving detecting, underwater detecting underneath there, of which he's made some stickers. So I know he's been sending some stickers out to a few people, and we'll be doing some stickers and of the statue me with my bonts on. If anybody wants something with my bonts on, and what else have we got, Harrison? Obviously the t-shirts. Obviously we do t-shirts, but he's put some of the new logos on, different things. Cheers, Detect. Yeah, to be honest with you, Detect, it's you love the new logo. I think it's the best one Harrison's ever done. We started out many years ago when he did one with a picture of a spade with Go and Garrett written across it, and that was in his early days when he wasn't as apt as he is now at doing this sort of stuff. And I always used to get on his case and say, Harrison, we're a metal detecting channel and you've got a picture of a spade. Please put a detector in there. So eventually we got me a detector, and then pictures of me on the new logos. Actually, the one of swinging the detector is actually me, and I think the one underwater, Harrison, I think that's me as well, isn't it? You've cut my celibate out and done everything. And you probably slammed me down a little bit as well, because I'm probably a lot bigger than that. Treasure Diver, you found a Roman coin from Adrian. Fantastic. I'll have to get something like Steve Sifter does and see if we can get a point at some point, Harrison, in the future, if we can get people... want to show us the finds where we can get it up. So, if you know what I mean. It's difficult being on my own. It was great having Steve on and chatting, because then we could bounce off each other. So yeah, it'd be interesting if we can do that in the future, Harrison. I'm sure it's possible. If you want to send us your finds pictures over on Facebook, then we can put your finds up. There you go. Harrison's... yeah, just send them to us, and we've got... Now, I can't translate this. We've got a comment in the comments below, and this guy always comments... always comments on what we do. Harrison can translate it with his phone, but I just can't seem to translate it. So if anybody can read that comment down below and tell me what he's saying. Treasure Diver, brilliant. I'll be looking out for the video on that. I don't know if you saw ourselves, we found a couple of Roman coins a few weeks ago. Well, I found one about 2 or 3 years ago here. Still not identified. Tech team said Perry gave me a couple of hints of who it might be, but we didn't finish up 100% sure. And then I've recently found a couple. Evening, love. All right, Simon. All right, my little fudge face. So nice of you to join us. Cheers, love. Are you having a drink, Simon? Oh dear. So yeah, I think we can do that in the future. If people want to send us the finds, we can put them up. and maybe a couple of my finds as well, which I've still yet to identify. One old coin with the Madonna, the mother and child on there. I'm waiting to find out what this coin is, and nobody seems to know. But yeah, we can make it a lot better. I don't know, is the picture clear, Harrison? Because I don't get to see from my side, because the internet over here is really suffering at the moment. So Harrison said the picture's good for him, because the upload and the download rates are really, really low at the moment. Last 3 live streams we did were using my data off my phone. This was purely using the Wi-Fi now, and the Wi-Fi here in this house is satellite. So coming direct to you from the stars. Elon Musk has probably got a bit to do with it. We've just got in. Simon, where have you been? Have you been to work? He's an hard-working man, Simon is. He goes out at 6 o'clock in the evening, comes back at 7 o'clock in the evening. That hour absolutely kills you, don't it, love? So we've got 12 on now, so it's sneaking up numbers a little bit. If you want to let me know from around the world where you are, if you're just in the UK. I know last time we had a live stream, we had New Zealand, Australia, different places across the United States, and a few different places. I think somebody was in Mallorca as well. Kebab Tyson just said hi, and then Kebab Tyson just said bye. Hello and goodbye. There you go. So is anybody there who can translate? Harrison, can you translate? I think it may be Russian. I don't know. Can you translate that for me on live? Is that too difficult for you? Yay or nay? I'm getting a message off Harrison now. He's going to attempt it. What would I say the better detector on wet sand, the Garrett 250, the Pro, or the Simplex? Obviously, the Simplex we've only just recently had. Used it a few times when the lockdown came in, but it seemed to handle itself really well. Alan took it out in the surf, and he did a good job. In fact, Alan found a gold ring in the wet sand. Well, about that far in the wet sand, and I found coins on the shoreline. It wasn't a problem at all. We're still learning it, so it's a difficult one to suss, but it's not chattering, it's not jumping all over the place, it's not noisy. So you know where the Ace 250, you have to do it yourself and jiggle it a bit, and then it's not a problem on wet sand. You don't have that with the Simplex. It just gets there straight away. It doesn't chatter or anything like that. That's my experience so far. But then again, the mineralization of the beaches might be a bit different here. And again, also with the AT Pro, I'm still getting used to that. But again, with the Simplex and the Pro, you've got the numbers. It pretty much tells you roughly what it is that you're finding. But obviously, with experience of 8 years using the Ace 250 and over 3 years now using it on wet sand, for me, personally, for me, that's the best out of all of them because I've used it more. That wouldn't be an honest. But so far, the AT Pro and the Simplex are doing really, really well. What we're going to do over the next few weeks, now the lockdowns come off, Gary, is we're going to take the Simplex, the AT Pro, and the Nox 600 all for a swim. We're just going to take them diving and see what happens down there. So I'd be intrigued to see. I know a lot of people go under like Aquachick, he goes in the rivers and stuff like that with his. I've not got the headphones, the waterproof headphones. Alan has for his Nox, so it's going to be interesting. you just have to listen to the sounds under the water, and that's pretty much it. I aren't too bothered about the earphones. I'll just take the middle shaft off the AT Pro, and the Simplex goes down anyway, and just use it like I would any other machine. The only problem I think that I might get with using the bigger machines under the water is the depth. Because I don't want to be finding things any more than a foot down under the water, because then it becomes a problem. So yeah, you can get too deep when you're concerned with the water. Detax, I've just got my Simplex during the lockdown, did amazingly well in the garden, itching to get it out properly once the lockdown is lifted. Yeah, we like I say, we've been out a few times with it. We've both found gold, we've both found silver with it. I found gold. I'll give you an idea of the numbers on the Simplex. You probably know this yourself. I'd used it about 10 minutes, and I got reading number 4, signal. Now I was new to it, and I went in blind on purpose. I didn't read up on it at all. I just wanted to get a feel for it myself. So I got 4, which I now know is not a good reading at all. It's like an iron reading. But it was a gold chain about this long, and that read as number 4. Not pretty close to the surface. You'll see it on one of the earlier videos that we've done. So that was disturbing for me, because everything that rang as a number 4 after that was junk. But now I'm scared not to dig the junk, because I found a gold chain. And before anybody says anything, I did actually check all around that hole just to make sure there wasn't a piece of iron somewhere around. And there wasn't. There was only the chain, which was a bizarre thing. And again, so if you're using like other machines like the H250, you've always gone off the sounds. In fact, you don't even look at your machine; you're just listening as you go along. So I don't know. The AT Pro, I've not had that. Everything I've had with the AT Pro, the number came up, and it's pretty much it was a euro, or it was a ring, or whatever, and that's what it was. But that only happened once with the Simplex. So maybe there might have been a piece of iron, maybe 2 feet down. I don't know. But again, not known the machine very well. Digging Cannock, you're out, love. You're out, Petal. Not too far away from where me and Harrison and myself are from, in Staffordshire. We're in North Staffordshire. Cannock is south, I believe. Very, very first time I ever metal detected was in Cannock, Cannock Chase, I think, with my granddad about, how many years ago? Over 40 years ago, 42, 43 years ago. And all we found was bullet cases and bullet shells, and that was pretty much it. And we went home, and that was my very first time I ever metal detected was down Cannock way. We've had one comment so far on the new logo and the statue. Anybody else would give us any feedback on it? So if we're going in the right direction, if it pleases you or displeases you, just let us know. Always up for a bit of criticism, good or bad, don't mind at all. Like I've said, if people give us a thumbs up, brilliant. Nice comments, brilliant. But if people do give us a thumbs down, just say why. Be brave. Like I said earlier, it's a bank holiday here now, so I'm entitled to have a drink. I've got myself some Strongbow and some Somersby in a bit. Only one little bottle of each, but it's my bank holiday treat, because you can't get cider readily here, unfortunately. So we've got 12 watching now. Like I said, anybody that's just joined us, lockdown's been lifted here as of Monday, not fully. So we will be out in the water, and I can't tell you how excited Alan and myself are. And Andy even as well. So we've already know which beaches we're going to attempt. Ones where the winter storms have shifted things, and I will do the video like I promised in the last live stream, showing people the best places to look on a beach and in the water. Because it's not just a case of plug it in, batteries in, switch it on and away you go. If you're looking in the wrong places under the water, especially, you won't really find anything. And a lot of people will tell you that. So I don't know if I've messaged Alan, see if he wanted to come on and join us. See if he wanted to say hello. As of yet, he's not. He might be in bed eyes, or he might be watching. I don't know, Alan. So how many thumbs up have we got, Harrison? I can't see. We've got 12 on, so I expect, hopefully we've got 12 thumbs up. Only 3 thumbs up, Harrison says. Oh dear. 12 people watching and only 3 thumbs up. Come on, give us a thumbs up. You know it makes sense. 4. Thank you, whoever just give us a thumbs up. Thank you very much indeed, my little love. Campbell Adam. Scary Tree. Just wondered how do you would take to heavy rust off things like knives that almost look corroded. Well, in the past, we've used, I hope this is the right word, electrolysis. Water and salt, old foam charger, crocodile clip on a teaspoon, crocodile clip on the metal that you want to come off. Just leave it in there. Make sure you do it outside as well, or in a shed somewhere, because it gives off really, really bad fumes. But yeah, pretty much. So you get a little container, phone charger, split the wires, crocodile clip on the thing that you want to do, other wire attached to a teaspoon that you don't want anymore, and that's pretty much it. Switch it on, and it just cleans it. It does it for coins and everything as well, but I wouldn't recommend it for coins that you want to obviously put in your collection, anything like that. But doing that will pretty much clean anything up at all. Really, really old battered coins. So for me, that's what I've used in the past. I've not used it since I've been here, but I know Alan, who comes out with me, he's talked about setting it up and maybe having a go himself. But I don't know if you've got a video on that. I don't think I've ever done a video on that. But that, for me, anything like that, old forks or horseshoes or anything like that, that's the way I clean them. It's the easiest way, gets it done. But yeah, knives, forks, all coins that, for us, when we were detecting, and you get a coin that you couldn't really tell it was an old penny. You knew it was an old penny, you didn't know who it was. You'd just have a go at the electrolysis and stick that in, and it'd come up like new. And so, yeah, good question. Aaron Kershaw. Hello, wifey dear. Thanks for joining us. You all right, love? That's the wife there, down below there in the comments. So anybody got any questions, any feedback on the new designs, the new logo or anything like that? I missed one out there. Fenlander69. Hello, buddy. I missed that. That must have come up at the same time. Yeah, it did do. Thanks for joining us. No, vinegar's no good. Vinegar and stuff like that. But I'm not sure if we did do a video on that. But definitely electrolysis. That is the way to go. And if it's really corroded and really, really rusty, you just need to just scrape a little bit down so it's down to the metal. Because when you attach the crocodile clip to it, it really needs to be touching a bit of metal to start working properly, and it'll start fizzing straight away. If I've not got a video, you'd have to Google it to see which one you put the positive wire on and which one you put the negative wire on. I can't remember which way around it is, but eventually the teaspoon becomes absolutely destroyed. So if you want to keep your teaspoon, don't do this, but just find an old teaspoon, go down, I don't know, the pound shop, get a pack of 6 old 6 teaspoons for £1 and use them ones. They come up a treat, honestly, really come up. I've seen people get, horseshoes that are so corroded, and then they come up like new. They're black and they're lovely, and it really does work. Good evening, Fudge Faith, right, Mr. Aaron. How are we, love? Oh, so I've been gardening for about 5 or 6 days solid, cutting grass and all sorts of the lockdown meant that I couldn't do things as often as I wanted to. So I've been cutting 7 hours today, 8 hours yesterday, and 6 hours a day for about 4 or 5 days before that. So my shoulders are killing me. I've got sunburnt once, sunburnt shoulders. Harrison, 6 thumbs up, brilliant. Let's aim for 10, see if we can get 10. You good, love? Nice to hear. I've been watching your latest videos, keeping us entertained, Aaron. Jet washing your patio area. Mummy's down there as well. Hello, Mummy. That's Maureen Jones in the comments down there. That's me, Mum. Looking well now, aren't I? Yes. Do you want to put a picture of or new gear there, Harrison? And I'll just go top myself up with a beer because I've run out of beer. So if you could just put a little picture across the screen there of all the new stuff that you've designed. Quite fantastically, might I say. Be back in 2 seconds. Oakley dokley, I'm back again. Aaron just stuck his thumb up. Congratulations, Aaron. Yes, Mother Dear, she's had some stickers as well. Oh dear. I'm back. So, one day you might join us, Aaron, on here and have a split screen. So we can have a little chat like we did with Steve. If you're not too busy one night, if you don't mind. Have a little catchy up. Yes, Mummy, you said you would have some t-shirts. I do remember, I don't forget. So guys, any ideas when the lockdown's coming down for you, wherever you are in the world? I hear that you might be wearing face masks or having to wear face masks, but you might be able to get out over the next few weeks. How's the lockdown treating me? Yeah, Aaron, start the video when we first came on, so I'll probably repeat myself. Some people have been on since the start. Lockdown's been very, very difficult, very depressing. But we had a notification yesterday or the day before, as of Monday the 4th, Star Wars Day. They're lifting part of the lockdown. which means for me, we can, as of Monday, go out for a swim. We can go back detecting again. So as of Monday, so sometime next week, the first video since the lockdown will be coming out. They're lifting it on Monday, but I won't go out on Monday. So on the Tuesday, hopefully, weather permitting and the seas as calm as it has been for the last few days, it better. Please stay calm. It's been calm for about a week now. I mean, Mill Pond, crystal clear, perfect. And I just hope it stays that way. There's thunderstorms forecast for tomorrow, and if they get out of the way and the sea's calm, then on Tuesday, well, Alan and myself and Andy will probably be going for a swim, just getting out there, enjoying ourselves, and hopefully popping a little video out. Absolutely can't wait. Absolutely can't wait. So excited about it. I've had plenty to keep myself going here. Really, I've been gardening, like I said, and doing different things. But it's not the same as going out. Well, that's the only thing they've left it. You're allowed to go swimming again, and you don't need permission off anybody to go out. So you can go out and stop out for as long as you want. Certain things apply, like they started opening a couple of bars back up again, and coffee shops and things like that. But you can only sit 4 people to a table, and you've always all got to have a face mask on. And there's other thing, you're sitting in a bar drinking a beer and with a face mask on. How does that work? Have you got to have a straw? I don't know. That's the new law. If you haven't got a face mask on in a confined space, a confined area, it's €150 fine. So I know some of these tavernas that will be opening have got an outside area, so I'm sure not a confined space, then you can sit outside and have a beer. So maybe when we've been for a swim and we've been detecting, followed up by a little beer. Right, mummy dear. Just landed another pulse dive. I saw you with the pulse dive and your jacuzzi. Don't know what to do with it. I could give you some suggestions. I'm still after the 8-inch coil. And you did say last time, Aaron, to get in touch with LP, because I really want to try that out, and now especially because I'll be in the sea now next week. But yeah, I can tell you, if you just post it to Greece, and I'm sure I can find, because Andy, my mate, he's borrowing the other one, the orange one, at the moment, and they're all jealous of the pulse dive. I'm not saying the orange one's not a good one, and I'm not at all, but well, I like what I like. Looks like it's been extended until June. Seriously, jeez, we're only just into May. Furl on 7th of May onwards, I hear. No, Aaron, I totally agree with you. The waters in Britain, I know of maybe a couple of places in Britain that you get clear water. I mean, all around Scotland you would, but you could not possibly go in those waters, even with a good winter dive suit on, for 4, 5, 6 hours like I do here. And the water in the summertime here is almost too warm. But no, it's something I'd have to think about seriously if I was to move back to Britain. What would I do? Because the water side of it, it's just here. I could quite happily go in the water at 8 o'clock in the morning here if I wasn't working, and detect until 6 o'clock in the evening, even later. And I would probably do that because the water is, especially in July, August, and September, the water is, I think it's something great, between 30, 35 degrees. It's incredibly warm, so you can just go all day. Yes, Aaron, I need that bigger coil. I think you have to get in touch with LP. You'll have to message me on Messenger, so I can get in touch. I need to get that big coil on there. I'll get them pair, get the keep on using layer machines, and then get the big coil. Oh dear. But actually, take the cool style out. There's a big swimming pool just outside here, and the only thing is it's built with rebar, so it'll just be binging all the time. So how much extra depth is the bigger coil giving us, Aaron? Have you got the bigger coil yourself? Have you got any idea what sort of depth-wise it's given us? Yes, it's been uploaded the Simplex as Aaron, so it's all ready to go. And then, like I said, that's going for a swim. Hopefully next week or the week after that. That's going for a full dive, proper underwater, just to see how it handles. Quite happy with it, and on the beach, on the wet sand and everything. Now it's going to get submerged completely and see how it handles down there. Yes, Harrison, who's commenting down below, was Joe and Garrett. That's not me. It's the cameraman, the editor. So yeah, the mine like Excalibur 2, that would be an awesome machine, or the Sea Hunter, something like that. But to be absolutely, and I said this on the last video, to be absolutely honest with you, there's things that the Pulse Dive can do that no other machine can do. And it gets in the nooks and crannies, the little places that the bigger machines can't get. You'll see the guy. I see people down here. They're sort of waist deep with a sand scoop in the deep sand, and they're out there and they're getting stuff. They're not doing too bad at all. But with a sand scoop and a big machine walking waist deep in water, they will not get you anywhere into the pebbles. The big bricks and the rocks, and you can't do anything. Only the Pulse Dive, when you're down there and you're diving and you're going around there, will get these machines. Unless it's a big machine like the Excalibur and you can take it down under the water, then yeah. If you're just walking and you're not diving, you won't get to the places that we can get to. Hence, that's why we found the stuff that we have found. I'm just sorry, I'm just reading the comments. Never used one. Never used one what? See, I watch, I don't know if any of you guys watch Dal MYD, a guy with 10 million subscribers. Him and his gang, they all use Minelab Excalibur 2s, and they do extremely well with them. But if you look at the places around the world that they detect, I don't know if you've ever watched them, but a group of really, really nice lads in the 20s, and they get to go to the Bahamas and Hawaii and all these places, and they're finding wonderful stuff, and they've all got. In fact, they started out with. I can never remember the name of the little machine with the little round head, little handheld one. I can never remember the name of it. They started out with that. They've had the Pulse Dive and they've had the Nocta. So they've had all three, and then they've gone to the bigger one. But they still do take the small machines out with them, because like me, they know that you can get around in little places that you can't get with the bigger machines. No, it looks like it's just got a couple of spinning knobs on the top and this, that, and the other. But it's an expensive bit of kit. I think they were on sale a couple of months ago, obviously winter time, and I think they were £1,100-1,200, something like that. And if you're fortunate enough to be next to the sea like me, then to pay for itself in no time. But if you live in Britain or somewhere like that where the sea's always murky and cold, and you might get 3 weeks a year where it's warm enough to do a couple of hours in, then it wouldn't be worth the investment. It wouldn't at all. George. George. The new Apex. I mean, I don't really know. They've been teasing with these videos, Garrett have. Just interesting to see what the new Apex they says it'll just change. From what I've seen, you can go from one thing to another part of soil to somewhere else, and it just changes automatically. It'd be interesting to see. Like I say, nobody's going to be able to. 15th of May, I think. So we've got 14 days until the new Apex comes out. But yeah, the Excalibur Harrison, I know you're saying LP do them, but that is an expensive bit of kit, a very expensive bit of kit. But, you know, on the last few live streams and all the videos, you can see this last, how long have we had that? I think it's about a year now I've had the pulse dive. I think, yeah, it's when did you come? Just less than a year ago. Aaron dropped it around from South Coast Detecting, dropped it around to Harrison's house on the South Coast, and then Harrison bought it on it was June. I know it was June time, so it's about 11 months ago. So I've been using it for 11 months, and it's been absolutely awesome. Awesome. It's just got just the standard coil that comes with it before the new one. It's just big enough to get around and stuff, and it's just so easy to use, really easy to use. Well, 20th of May. I thought it was the 15th of May. I do apologise, George. So sadly, the lockdown needs to be lifted before they release it, or else you'll buy it and not be able to use it. Yeah, I get that. But we can release it tomorrow now because we can use it here. Just send it to me. It's not a problem. Over thirst, I think I've been a bit dehydrated from being in the sunshine. It was. You got the hottest today at about 5 o'clock this afternoon, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Just as the afternoon starts getting, and the temperature just shoots up. It went from, I think, 25 degrees to 33 degrees in about 20 minutes. George. I tell you, the pulse dive, you will not be disappointed with it. So, like I say, the scuba detector, I'm not saying there's anything wrong. Well, I've had problems with the scuba detector, but as far as finding stuff, well, I'll say this. If you look at the videos over the last 11 months since I've had mine, and look at how many times I've used the scuba detector and how many times I've used the pulse dive, everybody knows what my favourite is, and for a reason. It's just got that. It's faster on the pickup, and it's got that extra depth to it. So I can follow somebody with the orange one, and then pick up things that the orange one didn't. It's just that extra 1 or 2 inches makes a difference, misses. Did they release the Vanquish 2 months out? I didn't realise that. That's okay, Joe. I just I watched a video today about the Apex, and I know in the States, obviously, Garrett's produced in Texas, and obviously there's a lot, in America there's detectories, they're still out, they're still doing everything out there. Every state's different, so there's still a lot of people out there metal detecting. So I suppose for Garrett, it's not, the lockdown's not really a massive issue. I wouldn't have thought so. But yeah, in fact, Dal MID today, he was flying off somewhere to help somebody find a gold Apple Watch, and that was today. So they're still flying about and detecting in some states, but not all states. So I look to one side like this. I'm looking at my iPad to see what the comments are. And like Simon, he's sitting there having a drink and not commenting again. Have I been playing with my detectors? My detectors, yeah. There's a couple over there, and there's a few in there. I've been charging them, cleaning them, rubbing them down, making sure the batteries are all charged. I believe that's the new thing with the Apex as well, isn't it? It's going to have the built-in battery. Because I must have 40 rechargeable batteries here for for the Ace 250 obviously takes batteries. Even the AT Pro takes batteries. So obviously I have to keep a supply charged up. Even the Garrett Carrot, I've got rechargeable 9-volt batteries for the Garrett Carrot. But it's nice when you get the Noctas and that. Now it's all built-in batteries. I suppose there could be a problem. The batteries go. I don't know what happens if you've got a detector and the battery packs in, if you can get it replaced or whatever. I don't know how it works. But yeah, with the little pulse dive and the little scuba detector, you just charge, you turn it up, and that's it. I do want to take, now we've got the Simplex, I want to actually go out with the Simplex and the pulse dive pointer and use them together just to see what they're like together, because I've not tested out the pulse dive as a pinpointer yet, which I will do. I know, to be honest with you, Aaron, no, I've been watching bits on the AT Pro, but the AT Pro, I can use it pretty similar to the Ace 250. I'm still getting used to it, but again, I just listen to the sounds with it, and for me, the sounds are working. I'll probably get to the point where I won't even look at the numbers anymore. I know what the sound of iron and rubbish is, and this, that, and the other. So I'll probably be reading up more on that through the summertime for the beaches next winter. So I'll only be using that under the water this summertime. So that'll be a new learning curve again because of the mineralization. I understand, George. You don't care about the lockdown. I don't know how strict it is for you where you are. We've discussed this on past live streams about the lockdown with different people and what it means to them. But each to their own. There you go. That's the answer to the batteries. Aaron says Nocta can replace the battery, so that's a good thing. Ah, Webby. I was wondering who that was, Webby, then. I was wondering if that was John or where at, Brand? John 316 UK. I don't even know John's channel. He did a video last week with his new drone. We've got young Webby down there. I'm all right, love. Thanks very much. Fudge face. What was your channel called? Was it Sir Detect or something? He used to have a metal detecting channel. He was about this big. He's this big now. I'm sure it was Sir Detect, something like that. Yeah, George. Like you said, with the AT Pro, I don't think it's really because I use the Ace 250 for so long. I don't think it's taken me that long to get used to the sounds. You're spot on with that. It's just the sounds, and I don't know. I sort of clicked with that straight away. I changed all the settings to what suited me. I did actually go on YouTube and pick up on some of the settings for the AT Pro, and obviously the mineralization on the beaches here is different to everywhere. So I kind of adjusted everything to suit myself because I was getting a bit short-tempered with it when I first started, and then I started it, and then I started listening to the sounds rather than looking at the numbers, and then I started listening to the sounds, looking at the number, and then relating the number after I'd dug it, so I knew, 51, 52, 53 was a ring pull, and I knew the sound to that. 55, 56, 57 was something else. 71, 72, 73 was a coin, €2, and so you kind of the sound to each number, so you don't have to look at your machine anymore. Alan, who comes out with me as well, he's exactly the same with his Knox 600 as well. He doesn't even look at the screen. You just listen, and that'll be an interesting thing to do with the AT Pro when we get underwater. Will the sounds transfer the same as well? Because like I said, I've got no earphones, so the sound from the box will be travelling through the water. So will it sound different? And will I have to look at the numbers again? What's that, Webby? Brandon? Sir Metal Detect, that was it, yeah. Sir Metal Detect. Good times, good days they were. Did you not do it anymore, Brand? And where's your dad? How many thumbs up have we got, Harrison? We were on 6. Come on, guys. No, I've got 11 now, so we've got 11 people watching now, as far as I can see, and we've got 11 thumbs up. We've been up to 15 people watching, so haven't done too bad. I know it's a Friday night, and people have got better things to do than sit and watch my ugly mug. Is there anything you'd like me to say, Harrison? I'm sure I've probably forgotten something when you've told me to mention this or do that, Dad. These little 3 lines are going underneath now. Anyway, Brandon, not detected anymore, kind of gone off it. Call of Duty. So if you're on Call of Duty, I can guess where John is now as well. I don't get what you mean by that, Harrison. Show the design again. Do you want to show the design? Do you want to put the design on screen? I could go top up and have a beer if you want to put the design on screen. As soon as I see it on screen there, I'll disappear. Well, I can't see because I'm like miles and miles away. The delay, yeah. Heart of Texas, metal detecting. Hello, Texas. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, get yourself off to some farmers. Knock on the doors, Aaron. You need to. You need to. Yeah, Brandon. Harrison did all the designs and everything, and I'm loving this design. I know it's got my ugly mug on, but I just think it's a little bit different, but unique, and he's worked hard on that. So I'm proud of him. So it's just something a little bit different. We go out looking for Roman coins and Greek stuff or whatever, and we got a Greek statue with a metal detector. It's kind of ironic in a way, isn't it? Yeah, it is tough getting permission. If you want to now get permission, the best person I've ever known, Fanlander 69, is John 316 UK. He's just the best I've ever known at it. He's just awesome. So Did you tell them off, Neo? Should have told them off. Cheers, Brandon. I think it's one of the best metal detecting things I've seen in a long while. Like I say, it's really ironic that there's a Greek person with a metal detecting. Has he travelled from the past and the future, and he's looking for modern stuff or something? I don't know. It's just a really good play on what's happening. With the, I'm not saying I'm a Greek god or anything, but Harrison's made it so. He's made it that way. Who am I to argue? Um, yes, Aaron. It's really sad that people are doing this, knowing what's what. We know there's some YouTubers out there, maybe one, maybe two, I don't know, that sort of stuck the fingers up to the government and said, no, we're not detecting, and then they backtracked and changed all the stories and they're not doing it anymore. But it's a shame. No, sorry about that, my phone was buzzing. Yeah, Brandon, it's thanks for saying the live stream's good, because it's really difficult, as you know, and I've said this on past live streams. This is working off my God knows how old laptop, that is so old and decrepit that I have to use a separate keyboard because the keyboard doesn't work on it anymore. An iPad that hasn't updated itself for about 3, 4, 5 years, and a phone. So I'm working three things here, and then it's all getting across to Harris, and he's the guy in charge. Um, Tinks 1463. If you've got no beer, I'll change my name to Susan. Really. And thanks for joining us. Um, yeah, it's a shame that the councils won't let you go on the land, especially the land that was given to them for free. I know around the Stoke-on-Trent area of Staffordshire that there's lords and people with money over the years, and they've given land out to the public parks, and I'm talking thousands of acres of land, and said that's for you, that's you can never build on it, but we're giving you this land, so it's for the people. Then you go to the council and say, can we detect on this land? And the council say no. Well, that land was given to the council for the people, free of charge. So I think all councils should allow you to detect on obviously land that's available. I think the problem that Aaron had down where he is there was lots of places down in fact where I've been, and places that they've stopped giving permits out for now because some metal detectorists weren't filling the holes in properly. Do I speak Greek? Ligo Elenica, as I say. Where are you from, Nikos? Old and decrepit? That's me all over. Really, Simon. Have you looked in a mirror recently? Shocking. So Harrison cameraman is going to go out with Aaron. You're going to have to teach him a few things, Aaron. He's only ever used his metal detector about 3 times, 4 times. Honestly. Yeah, Harrison, the cameraman, he's got his own channel called Adventure Detect. I think he did about 3 or 4 videos on it. Then Harrison, you bought your Ace 250, and I gave you my Pro Pointer. Get out there and use it. So I'm just reading the comments. My eyesight's not very good now. Like Simon says, I'm old and decrepit. Um, yes, you're all on. I just hope we lift this lockdown soon. Obviously not too soon because it's got to get sorted out. I mean, I know the numbers are staggeringly bad. I think the UK's got the 4th worst numbers in the world now. I believe. I do try and keep informed on what's going on. And here, I think Greece is not anywhere near this. Obviously, I think you've got 70 million people in the UK, give or take. Here, there's just over 10 million people in the country. Most of the islands as well. And there's some islands here, like Santorini, that have had no cases at all. 0 cases. I'm not sure about the numbers on the island I'm on, but Greece as a whole have had just over 2,000 total people that have had it, and I think 138 deaths, sadly, but 138. So I think the lockdown really, really worked well here. Yeah, we was talking about the Mavic Air Mini. So more drone footage coming up this summertime, hopefully. I mean, that's it, Aaron. That's Lineker. Thanks for watching us, Nikos, from there. Maybe you can come across and we can detect together sometime. Um, yeah, Aaron, you get low. I've been out with John 316 and knocked on some doors and some. Honestly, if I'd have knocked on 3 or 4 doors with John, and if I'd have been on my own and done the same thing, I'd have been gone because it's soul destroying. It's just like open the door. Can I metal? No, bang. Excuse me. Would you mind if we? No, bang, and that's it. And then you just, and then most of the time it was. I've already got somebody doing it. There's already somebody that does it on a weekly basis. There's somebody that does this, and then occasionally, just occasionally, you just get somebody. Yeah, jump on, help yourself. Not a problem. And that was it. And my permissions I got, I was a taxi driver for a while in the UK, and every now and again I'd pick somebody up from a farm. So for me, it was a no-brainer. So I did get a couple of permissions that way. Not many, but enough to keep me going. It was just by chance. I know that a couple of guys down in Wales, I think they leave things on the supermarket notice boards, the little cards that people put on there. I think they put cards in there, and they also post around to the farm, which Simon and myself did a few years ago. We did a few letters, put them in envelopes and went around farms and posted them in the letterbox with contact telephone numbers, emails, explaining what we do, everything, and never had one reply back. Nothing at all. So you're either lucky or you're not. So I'm just reading the comments again. I do apologise. See how go po, Karen? I thought you'd gone. Yes, Harrison is very anxious, so I think you'll be the one knocking on the doors. I think the thing is, there's that many farms around. I'm sure if you knocked on 1,000 farms, you'd get one or two that just say yes. You've just got to try. If I was down there with the Aaron, I think I'd just go for it. Now, these days, just go and just say, no, okay, then fair enough, bye. Next door, next door, next door. Um, when I got permission off a farm I had a hammer coin from, there was, I think it was his brother or his cousin that got the farm next door, and sometimes it works that way. I'll just have a word with the cousin or the brother or anybody and say, I'll have a word. And they'll say he's all right. He fills his holes in and this, that, and the other. So it can work. Hit them with your good looks, Harrison. There you go. And they'll smoulder in your presence. Noisy kids, Karen. That's grandkids for you. Actually, Harrison, yeah, he just said, or they'll shoot you and that. When I've been out with John, a couple of the farmers, it's stereotypical of get off my land. That's actually happened a couple of times when we've been out asking for permission. They'll come to the door with a shotgun, and that is worrying. Do you want to put a screen up, Harrison, where I top myself up? Just type me down below when the screen's there so I don't disappear and turn me back on people. I don't want to be rude. See me walking off. Harrison, I don't know what that means. There's nothing there, Harrison. I can't see anything. No, it doesn't come up for me for whatever reason. I don't know. This hasn't come up on mine. Just had our first ever. Oh, it's there now. I can see it. Naomi's bought a super sticker. That's the first time that's ever happened to us. So thanks, Nao. We disconnected the metal detecting channel. Well, welcome back. So if you let me know when there's put the screen up, let me know, Harrison, so I can rush away. We don't want to be rude to people, you see. Yeah. Okie dokie. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I'm bored with looking at a screen there. So I've bought myself, like I said, treating myself. Because here you can't know, you have to go to a special supermarket to get this stuff. Simon, we were doing a farm once, and the neighbouring farmers rang to ask if we could get to his farm. That was it. I remember that. Simon, yeah, that happened to us, Aaron, once. We were doing a farm next door, and a farmer had lost. When the grass has been cut and they're collecting the hay, this thing spins around with all these peats and puts the hay into a line across the fields, and a piece had come off the back. Now, the next piece of machinery they use, it picks the hay up, but it chops it up with these blades that are really, really expensive. I think it's £1,000 a set or something like that. And this thing had come off the back of his tractor, and if these blades would have picked it up, it would have destroyed them, costing him £1,000. So they messaged us. There was John 316, Amanda, his partner, myself, Simon, I think Chris was there at the time. And we went to, I think it took us 2 or 3 days, all of us, to find this part off the tractor. So the farmer, and we found it in the very last field that we'd searched. And because we found it, in fact Simon found it, the farmer gave us permission to go on that land, and there was lots of hundreds of acres, as many times as we wanted, whenever we wanted. So it was fantastic. And so yeah, Simon. So things can pay off for you. That's it. So that's another thing, Aaron. If you get in touch with farmers to help them out, because these farmers use heavy machinery and they lose things. Just put the question out there: have you ever lost something on your farm? Metal detectors have found farmers' wedding rings and all sorts. So it's a way of getting in the door there. The metal detecting channel. £2. Thanks very much, mate. I'll have a beer on you. I'm going to pour this now. That's fantastic too tonight. Much appreciated. And Aaron, I can't see on here. Harrison says, and Aaron as well, so much appreciated again, Aaron. But I can't see on my chat for some reason. It's miles behind. But thanks for the beers. It means a lot. This is one of the best sides, Harrison. I know you like your ciders, but that one of the best ciders ever. That's 3 of you guys. It's spectacular. Honestly, I'm actually overwhelmed with that because it's never happened to us before. You know, it does actually mean a lot to us. So Aaron, the Metal Detection Channel, and Neo, thank you so much. Cheers, my little fudge faces. Oh, you guys that can go down Asda and get boxes of this for like 10 or 12 pounds, you don't know how lucky you are. Oh, God. I know it might be really rare for you, Harrison, but that, I swear that, oh, oh, so nice. Metal Detector channel has hit 650 subs today. Big, fantastic, well done. It's a lot for you though, isn't it? You know, it's a lot for every. I get excited that every couple of days if we go up 10 subs or 20 subs, it all means a lot. You just know that there's somebody out there that's just pressed that sub button because they like your channel. And yes, Aaron, I was watching you at 5K as well. Congratulations. I mean, same for us. We just went on for years and years and years, and this since we've gone under the water, the subs have gone up and up and up. I suppose it's something a little bit different, I suppose, but I'm just glad to see. I'll promote anybody's channel. I just love to see the metal detecting world supporting each other rather than. Well, there's some channels out there that kind of don't. A play button. What's a play button, Harrison? It's about 100,000 views, isn't it? 100,000 subs on a play button. It's, for us, that's unreachable. I think. I think Deep Digger Dan. I think he got his play button 100 subs, and then there's some like obviously Aquachiga and people like that. But you've got to really, 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 really keep on going for it. Yeah, now 91,000 more to go. It's just difficult these days because there's so many wonderful metal detecting channels out there. You can sit and watch metal detecting. Have you subscribed to every single metal detecting channel and then put bell notifications on? You can literally watch a new metal detecting video every single minute of every single hour of every single day. I'm not saying, which is not a bad thing, but there's that many out there, and really, really good. And there's some fantastic people out there that don't get many subs for whatever reason. And then there's some people that, I don't know. I don't know what pleases people or displeases people. Yeah, Dal MYD just got the diamond one for 10 million. Can you 10 million subs? These guys are bouncing around on jet skis and traveling around to Barbados on private planes and stuff all through YouTube. Fantastic. Yorkshire Explorer, evening all. Can't stay for long, I'm at work, but thanks for joining us anyway. It's appreciated. As long as you're here, I'm happy. Does it change for you guys when you get sponsors like LP and others? No, I can't really knock any metal detecting channels at all. Not the channels. Some people have annoyed me over the years. I won't mention names. It's just he just gets a bit catty, a bit childish. But they're all good. Well, quality is good. It's about detecting metal, finding metal, and putting it on screen. So to me, anybody that digs something out the ground, I like watching it. So we've got. Does it change for you guys when you get sponsored like LP and others? That's something for you, Aaron. I don't know if you're sponsored or what. Um, I mean, yeah, there's. So I'm reading your comments. I'm trying to join in with what you guys are saying. People get supported by other people. There's companies that have contacted Harrison. They contacted myself. Um, we've done bits and bobs. Um, with the name, having a name like Going Garrett, I suppose it can. It affects some people. It doesn't affect other people. We've had people approach us and they aren't bothered about the name Garrett, and some people, might think it's not the best way to go. But I can't. Going Garrett for me now is something that Harrison, my son, came up with when we were walking to the shops 8 years ago, when we just came up with the name Going Garrett, and it's just something, not through being stubborn or anything. It's just something that I don't want to get rid of. Love it to hate it. It's just a brand for us now. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Phil on 69. I haven't got a problem if somebody is obviously getting stuff from a metal detecting company or whoever, then fair enough. I don't mind. I mean, I know. Getting back to the guy Dalan YD, 10 million subscribers. No matter what metal detector he uses, he puts black tape and everything across the manufacturer's name, so nobody knows what well, we all know what he's using, but so the layman doesn't know what he's using. Um, I would never do that. At the end of the day, if I think the Pulse Dive is wonderful, or the AT Pro is wonderful, or the Ace 250 is wonderful, I'll say so. Simple as that. Go and Apex. Is that your new channel, Simon? Phil on 69, you'll always get bad comments. We get them all the time, and a lot of people these days, I think they're just turning comments and thumbs up or thumbs down off, because sometimes it depends how you are as a person, whether you can take it on the nose. But some of the things that get said to me, I don't even know these people, and they say the most horrible things. And why do that? Why would anybody comment on the way you look, the way you present yourself, or what you do as a channel? At the end of the day, it's all about going out, whether it be the sea, the beach, the land, and finding stuff. You find it, you present it in a video. And if people are offended, then don't watch it. But if you're a true metal detectorist, why should you be offended? It doesn't make any sense to me at all. Yorkshire Explorer, you were offered a spade to review. No, it's nice when people offer you stuff. Um, we've been offered a few things. We've turned some things down because I just don't see. If I don't believe in the thing, I mean, with us being in the water, we get offered things that you wouldn't think were metal detecting related, and things that we've been offered a face mask, a full face mask. Well, these full face masks, they cause problems, unless it's the new one with the double valve in there. And the one that was offered to us was the single valve, where you can breathe back in your own poisonous gases. And so we didn't take stuff like that. We do get offered stuff, but we wouldn't take everything that was offered to us. If somebody was to offer me a nice warm winter diver's suit, I would absolutely love it. And if I come over, it'll be swinging in the sun. You keep on saying, if you come over, Sam, why don't you just do it and come? Yeah, Aaron, it's true. The comments, but you've just got to take it on the chin. I've been called lots of things at the end of the day, and for me, well, if you don't like it, just scroll on by. But these people have got nothing else better to do than just slag us off, and I don't care anymore. The haters are the best viewers. Yeah, again, that's the attitude that you have to take. A hater is a view. A thumbs down, it just goes towards your analytics. Somebody's watched that video, whether they thumbs down, thumbs up, or what comment or whatever. It's still a good thing for you. I said it in a previous live stream. I don't believe that the thumbs down is a good thing. No, I really don't. I think the thumbs down should be something that's scrapped, to be honest with you. I'm watching that. I'm about 15 seconds behind, and I'm scratching my arms and I'm doing that because I got sunburned today cutting the grass. So I'm sort of itching all over. I do apologise. It'll have to be next year. I've got 3 boots if we're allowed to fly. Well, Simon, you're not going to be allowed to fly, are you? Yeah, best way, Aaron. Don't let them phase you. That detection channel, I have to go. His lass has given him earache. Put some earplugs in. Headphones on. Yeah, you have had a little few years run on 2 pences, 2 pences and 1 pences, haven't you, Aaron? Yeah, detext. I've said the same for years and years and years. If you're brave enough to leave a thumbs down, be brave enough to comment as to why you don't like it. And maybe YouTube should incorporate that into it. You can't leave a thumbs down unless you leave a 20-word comment to go along with it, or it won't let you do it. Because I don't mind criticism as long as it's constructive criticism. But I think people just go through videos, thumbs down, thumbs down, thumbs down, thumbs, and they don't even know, they don't even watch it. In fact, we know they don't even watch it. We've got a video, a Rolex video where we find a Rolex, which is fake. It's a fake Rolex. We explain that on the end of the video. Oh, it's fake, and these are the reasons why. But thousands and thousands of comments going, oh, that's a fake Rolex. That's a fake Rolex. Just by the noise. Why would they put it in a bag if it was a real Rolex? You can trace that back to the owner if it's a real Rolex. And if they even bothered to watch the video to the end, we actually say it's a fake Rolex. But nobody ever does. They just give us this because they've fast-forwarded to the part where we find it. Fast-forward to the part where we get it out, and you can obviously tell that it doesn't make the sound of a Rolex. You can tell it's a cheap 10, 20, 30 quid one. And we even say that, but no, thousands of comments. And that video has just been featured on the viral trend, which is on Instagram and Facebook. They asked us if they could borrow it, use it, and we've said, yeah. And now it's gone on there, and people are still saying that that's a fake Rolex. That is. It's like, watch the video, We say it's a fake Rolex, but no, they're just too happy to jump in there and say, rubbish to us. Kaplan family just got here, but did you model for the new metal detecting statue, Mr. Stephen? Not willingly, I will say. Kaplan family, I'm sure I've done you a name in the sky or a shout out, haven't I? Not willingly, no, but Harrison has gone through all the old past holiday photographs of myself in a toga, and you just use that. Honest, if you believe that. Yeah, my Gucci turned out to be crap. Yeah. It is at the end of the day, Aaron. At the end of the day, we find stuff. I've found loads and loads of watches and different things. I've even found fake gold, which is soul destroying. You come out the water thinking you've got something gold, and it's not gold. But we always say if people will watch the video from the start through to the middle and to the end, they'll get the full explanation. But they don't. Harrison, see, people think I'm modelling now for the statue. I'm kind of thinking now, this lockdown, I'm not fed up of not speaking to people. I'm thinking if the flights are cheap enough to jump on a plane and fly to the UK in next couple of weeks if they'll let me in. But definitely, I think the end of the year, come, like I said before, October time, I can just nip across for a week, visit Harrison, Aaron, and a few other people down on the south, and plus a couple of family as well. It would be lovely. Harrison Forever the Salesman. Yeah, that new logo. It's the new thing. If you want to pop it up on screen, Harrison. It's the new logo on the new shirts. It'd be nice if we sold one or two. We don't. I know people probably think we sell loads, but we don't sell many T-shirts or stickers or badges or anything like that. But we do. We do try. I personally think the statue thing, not because it's me, I think it's one of the best designs Harrison's ever done, as well as the new Go and Garrett logo. I think it's amazing. Harrison says it's a picture of me. Is it really, Harrison? Okay, Aaron, thanks for joining us. And get in touch. We'll have to do a live stream together over the next few days, if it's possible. Between now and next weekend, just give us a thumbs up, and we'll see what we can sort out. Won't be much longer myself, Harrison. Time's ticking on now, nearly 2 hours. Let me try another one now. Do you know this one, Harrison? Cheers, my little forge faces. So how many thumbs up have we got now? The average is between 10 and 15 people on all now, which isn't too bad. Aaron's just gone, so it's down to 11 now. No, so we've got 16 likes. That's not too bad at all then. So Aaron's gone. Who have we still got here? You still here, Simon? I think Brandon's probably gone now. He's probably on COD. No, Simon's still here. Bottoms up. Cheers, love. Just turned into a drinking session, hasn't it? As usual, drink as much as you can. So I think as people start going, if we go down to below 10, Harrison, it'll be a good night. I've said that before, and then it jumped up to lots of people. So has anybody got any questions? Anything they'd like to discuss? A nice topic? Yorkshire Explorer still here, just working in the office and listening. It's not a problem. Listen away. At least it's something that you can do while you're getting paid for it. That's the important thing. Getting paid while you're listening to us is a good thing. Now, Harrison, is there anything you'd like me to say? Because I know you like to be a director. He's typing, he's typing, he's typing. All the usual from you. That's not helpful at all. It's so difficult. Naomi. Phil, do I make much money from fines or do I keep them? Simple answer, I keep them. I've only ever sold one ring to my friend Andy, who comes out metal detecting with me every now and again. I found an aquamarine ring about 2 years ago. And when I came out to see with it, his girlfriend absolutely adored it, loved it, really, really nice, massive aquamarine in it, really nice ring. I think 14 karat gold, beautiful ring. And she fell in love with it. So about 2 days later, Andy messaged me and said, Steve, that ring you found, it's my girlfriend's birthday, whenever. Would you sell it to me? And so he had it, and he surprised his girlfriend with it. But other than that, I've never sold. I think. Never sold anything. That was the only one. And I'm still kind of gutted about that because I liked it myself, not to wear, but I'm like a magpie. I keep everything. I don't make any money at all. What features I like on the Apex have I had any input? For me now, I'd just like it to be fully waterproof, coming with a full set of waterproof earphones. Simple as that. That's all I like. I think sometimes Simon, you can make things a little bit too complicated, and that's what throws people. I think with metal detectors, you just pretty much need to know what it is below your feet. You don't need whistles and bells, numbers, this, that, and the other. You need something that'll find something deep, whether it be small or large, and give you a sound to let you know it's going to be a pretty good thing. You don't need lots of whistles. And as far as I'm concerned, sometimes people try and make it too complicated. So I'd like them to keep it user friendly, but also good to do what it says it does on the tin, and that way, as far as I'm concerned. Are you going to be buying the DJI Osmo Pocket to make better footage? Yeah, I'm sure one's going to arrive pretty soon. Yeah, no problem, Phil. I'm just stunned. I mean, I could, especially at this moment in time, the price of gold's gone through the roof, and I think I've got, I don't know, 2-3 ounces of gold of different 9. I think I've got 8 carat, 9 carat, 14 carat, 18, 22, and 24 carat actually. But to sell gold at the moment, it's a really good time. But I don't know. I've not been in it for the money for selling everything. You know, I've got pretty much everything of value that I've ever found. In fact, I've got everything that's not valuable I've ever found. It's all in boxes all over the place. You know, I think the only time you're gonna sell something, for me personally, is if you're lucky enough to find I don't know, a talk or something like that. Something that's a couple of £100,000 or $1 million or $2 million. Then that's a no-brainer. You're not going to stick that in a drawer somewhere. That's life-changing stuff. But if I find like I showed you the other week, I've got about 14, 15, 16 hammered coins that I found here. Value depending on, the average value depending on the condition. So the average value across the board for those hammered coins is 200, 250 per coin on average. But I like them too much. They're there. They're an investment. If anything was to ever happen, then maybe I'd sell them. But no, I've got them all. Harrison said he's added the store to Facebook now, so a few items can be put on there also. Yeah, going out it's also on Facebook. So if you want to like us on Facebook, it's a difficult one for me, that is, because I haven't been on Facebook for about 7 months now. I came off Facebook for different reasons, but if you ever want to message me directly on Messenger, there was a bit of an earthquake there for a second. We do suffer from earthquakes here. We had 5.9 about 3 weeks ago. That woke me up in the middle of the night. Nice of it. Any more questions, anybody? Got 12 on now, so people are joining, people are coming, people are going. So anybody that's new to us, if you want to ask any questions, talk to us about anything, give us a topic to talk about, or Andrew Harrison, the cameraman, if you want to ask anything. Are you still on, Karen? No? Yes? No? So you guys all from England? No, nobody's talking to me now. I'm just going to have to sit and drink instead. Unlucky 13 on. Anything, Harrison? So I was just reading the comments there. Just 17 thumbs up, 17 likes, so we're not doing too bad at all. People joining and joining us, so if you let us know from around the world where you are. A few people have. We've got Texas, Wisbech, am I saying that right? Just nice to see where people are from where you're watching, what time it is for you. Because I know, like last time we did a live stream, there's people in Australia. It was already tomorrow in Australia, and they were getting up in the morning and watching us. And people were in America were just getting home from work or whatever and watching us. My favourite lockdown video you've seen where people can't get out, so you have to make a video at home. It's like Aaron, who was on earlier. He's done some cool videos. Obviously, jet washing his patio in style of metal detecting, and then jumping into his jacuzzi with his metal detector, with his just bits of comedy just to lighten it up. Just people enjoying themselves and just what and people that actually take the time and take the effort to actually put a video out during lockdown, because it is difficult to do content in lockdown. So people are explaining how they can use I don't know, like Aaron with his dirt box, where he's testing the depth of different machines. People they're just trying to be creative. So yeah, I liked Aaron's little comedy skits. The lockdowns also for us as Go and Garrett. The lockdowns also made Harrison and his fiancée Naomi, who's in the comments down there. They've actually sat there and they've designed the new statue, the new statue logo, the new logo for Go and Garrett. They've done all this while on lockdown, and so it's been a good thing. And they've got new stickers coming out, and new different things coming out, and new designs for us. So you get home and they're just bored, so they just do things, and it's paid off. Like I said, I love the statue thing. It's a good thing. Wisbech. Wisbech, is that right? It is a good time to create creative detects. It is. There's nothing else to do. Why and how did you get into metal detecting? Suffolk Sector. Hello, Steve. Nice of you to join us. I'm sorry I missed your live stream on Wednesday. I was busy sleeping. I'll be honest with you. I had a long day. How did I get into metal detecting? It's two reasons. One being the John 316 UK. It wasn't the John 316 UK at the time. It was just John. So he was the second time. The first time was my grandfather 40 odd years ago. I said earlier on the live stream, took me metal detecting in Cannock Chase, and my sister Lisa's still got the 2 metal detectors that we used. Found bullet casings and different things down there. I'd have been 10, 11, 12 years old, something like that, I can't remember. Went out a few times and then not again for a lot of years. And then John 316, he bought an Ace 250 and said, do you want to come out? And so we shared this Ace 250 for, I can't remember, 1, 2, 3 months. And I bought my own. And that was it. Then John's moved on and I've moved on with metal detectors. And we've just had so much fun. I've never looked back. And then doing the land and farms for so many years, and then to come here, the seed detecting has been amazing. It's just amazing. It's one of the best things I've ever done. I just thought I might pop into the sea once a week for an hour or two. I've got gills now. I spend that much time in the sea. It's addictive here because 5 years in England detecting, never found gold. The very first time I went in the water with the detector here, gold straight away within 20 minutes. The detector did a stop motion Lego metal detecting video the other week because I couldn't get out. Can be quite fun to try something different. So have you posted it? It's funny you should say that actually, because Harrison, the cameraman who's commenting as Going Garrett here, he used to do lots of Lego stop-start motion videos many years ago, and they're fun to watch. So how you doing, Steve? Are you okay, buddy? We've got 14 on now. No, they're all good questions, those actually. I think we've all started in different ways with metal detecting and so on, but that was just mine. Briefly, when I was 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, wherever I was, and then the John 316 UK, just by chance. And then we ended up going out, if you see on the early videos that we do on Going Garrett, it was just every single week. Didn't matter, rain, snow, anything. There's nothing that would keep us out of the fields. Well, I'll have to check that out, the Lego one, then. It's intrigued me now, that has, just to see. Cheers, loves. Wild fellows. Right, love. Thanks for joining us. Just having a bit of a drink, bit of a chat. Thanks for that, Steve. Sharing it on your page. Like I say, I apologise for not coming on Wednesday night. If you'd seen the amount of work I've been doing these last few days, you'd understand why I was asleep half the time. So Harrison, if you want to put a link up or a picture so I can just visit the little boy's room, if you don't mind, whenever you're ready, just let me know when it's up. It's been on 2 hours now, and I need to go to the little boy's room. I do apologise. Too much information for some people. So think some questions before I get back, guys. Hey. I'm back. Do apologise for that. So, Steve, well, you weren't here for the start of the video. I'll bring you up to scratch with what's going on. They're lifting the lockdown. Yeah, it says we're just for the beach. Stick a toga on, and I'm on my way. Philander 69, thanks for being with us, little fudge face. See you next time. Troll. Lockdowns coming off enough on Monday, stroke Tuesday. So be back in the water detecting again. Looking forward to it. So anybody that wasn't on at the start of the video, yeah, that's what's happening here. Monday, stroke Tuesday, lockdowns lifted. Not completely, still got face masks and this, that and the other, but I can actually go out metal detecting on Tuesday. Get in. So I know it's going to be a while for you guys in the UK, but I think as we were on lockdown a couple of weeks before the UK, so maybe in a couple of weeks or a week or so, the same will be for you guys. But yeah, on Monday night I'll be sleeping in my wetsuit. And I'll have my metal detector in one hand, and I'll just be waiting. I'm straight down in, waiting for Greenpeace. Okay, Yorkshire Explorer, have a good night. Thanks for joining us, dude. See you in a minute, Steve. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I think we need to get somebody on next time for a chat, Harrison, because it's really difficult for me to talk sometimes. Yeah, I think next time we do a live stream, hopefully in the next week or so, I think we'll get Aaron from South Coast on, get a bit of a chat going on. Maybe even three of us, with Aaron, Steve and myself. Let's see what happens. Now I know this internet's working all right here. Now it seems to be better. I do believe the children are going back to school here, I think the 11th of May. So that means there'll be lots of kids that won't be using the Wi-Fi in the daytime and the night time because they'll be in bed. Wild follows, Isle of Man has eased lockdown a little. A little? Or are you allowed out now? Or can you go detecting? Like I say, it's lifted a little here as of Monday. It's sort of giving you one thing and taking one thing away. Up until now, you can go down the supermarket, you can buy your food, you can do whatever. You've got a note of permission or a text to do that. And there's only 5 people allowed in the supermarket at any one time. But as of Monday, you don't need permission to do anything. You can go down the beach, you can go out, they're opening a few bars up. But now, when you go in the supermarket, which you've not had to do for the last 5-6 weeks, you've got to wear a face mask. Don't get that. You've not been having to wear one for the last 5-6 weeks, but now you've got to wear a face mask in the supermarket, or doctors, or chemist, or phone shop, or anywhere else that's allowed to open. Harrison's just said he'll get some Go and Garrett face masks made. By the time they're made and sent out, trust me, the lockdown will be finished, it'll be gone. All right, so you can go out unlimited length of time, which you can here as of Monday stroke Tuesday. Strict social distancing, no socialising. So here you can go out, they're opening some smaller shops up, so they're allowed to. But you've got to wear face masks when you go to, like say, supermarkets and hairdressers. You know, you can get your hair when you've got a face mask on around here. God only knows. Excuse me. And the bars that are opening, I think on the, 11th, 4 people at a table. Excuse me, got hiccups now. 4 people at a table only, with face masks on. So far, we've had 19 likes in total, which is pretty good considering we've not really gone above 15 people watching. We've had 3 super chats. We've never had super chats before. I know we've only done 4 or 5 live streams, but we've had 3 super chats tonight, which is really, really cool. Do appreciate that. We can go and construction has gone back to work. Construction never really stopped here. I don't know if that was legal or not. I just know it's not stopped. I don't think it was legal, but I think the people that were working on construction just carried on. Harrison's just informed me you couldn't have a super chat before because it was never running before. So it's the first night we've had super chat because it's the only night it's ever been allowed. Thank you, Harrison. It's been a strange one here because with the lockdown, because it seems like there's one rule for one and one rule for another, and it's really annoying. I don't know if it's because I'm English or British or I look British or whatever, but you know, I've been pulled over on my push bike and then 20 cars have gone past me. I'm on a push bike. Was it easy? Is it because I look British? Is it because I've got a coronavirus haircut? I don't know. But I got stopped on my push bike. But the car I've been travelling around in, I don't get stopped in. Only on a push bike. Bizarre. Hi, Scottish Relics Metal Detecting UK. Thanks for joining us. We can't seem to get past 13 tonight much. Oh, 14, there you go. Made me out to be a liar. So, like I say, any questions? Anyone wants to discuss the lockdown, when it's coming off? You know, I'm getting a bit excited now. You know, the lockdown's being lifted. I can't express how. Look, I'm all fidgety and everything. I'm so excited. Well, yeah, that was something I was going to mention to Steve, but I'll wait till Steve's back on. Scottish Relics. Steve's just disappeared for a few minutes, so he'll be back on. So we speak to him again when he comes back. He's gone for 5 minutes. Yeah, no, the new. It's saying earlier on, it's a real big, it's a massive change on the Going Garrett, because for years we've had the orange logo with myself metal detecting on there, but you know, we're under the water now as much as we're on the beach or on the land, so it only made sense to change it, and I think Harrison's done a fantastic job. I think the statue thing is incredible. I really, really do. Wild Fellows, although the spare time has pushed me to get my channel up and running and edit all the footage I've taken the last couple of years. It does a lot. I think lockdowns pushed a lot of people into a direction. I've been writing on this laptop, actually, been writing stuff. Harrison knows where I've been writing. And I won't go too much into detail about it, where I've been writing something metal detecting related. But hopefully, maybe in the next few months, you'll know what I'm talking about. So I'll say no more about that. So let me know when you're back on, Steve. Suffolk Sector. I know some people are trying to post me some things out to here. It's difficult. We have a PO box address here. So if anybody would like to send me some stickers or stuff, it's okay for me. I can send you stickers from the UK. But people sending me stuff here, it takes some time. Seriously, amount of time. Carrier pigeon would be quicker. So come on, questions, talk to me. It's very difficult now. The topic's gone on to lockdown. The lockdown's different all around the world, and the lockdown, in fact, not just around the world, for people in the UK, people are taking it seriously and not seriously. We've got some detectorists that are still getting out in the UK, but naughty, slap on the back of the wrists. You know, but yeah, what are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on the new logo? What are your thoughts on the new stickers? What are your thoughts on people going out detecting when they shouldn't be? Back down to 13 again, Harrison. It's not good. I'm actually the Going Garrett that you can see typing on there, Wild Fellows, is my son Harrison, and he's reacting as Going Garrett on there, so I can talk to you. So that Going Garrett that you're talking to there is Harrison, my son, and he's in the UK, the south of the UK, and myself, where I do my metal detecting, I'm actually in Greece. So I'm 2 hours ahead of the UK. So for me now, it's 1:20 in the morning. I don't know why I looked at my watch, because the time's here, and over here on my equipment. But yeah, and I'm in a place which is very, very strict on metal detecting. So that's why I'm in the sea and the beach, because it's the only place you can do it, apart from a couple of places on land, but you've got to get permissions, which I said on the last live stream, that hopefully will be happening soon. Simon, a little bit of good news. My Amy sent 2 patients home today, recovered fully from the virus. Fantastic. Good to hear, Simon. You're not here yet, Steve, from Suffolk Sceptre. Let us know when you are, mate. Things are appearing on the screen now, that's it. I'm watching things zoom around the screen, and there's massive delay, so Harrison's just put the new logo up, as you can see there. I'm loving the new logo because it says exactly what we do. There's a man there that's me, and there's a man under the water that's also me. Steve, sorry, misread it. No, what I was going to say to you is thanks for sending all the stuff out to us. I can't wait for the first planes to arrive here, so Harrison can bring the stickers, which he'll also be bringing some plain T-shirts. It's what I intend to do. Anybody that sends me a sticker, a T-shirt sticker, like for example yours, I'll go out detecting, and yours with just the sticker sewn on here. And if somebody else sends me one, each time I go out detecting, I'll go out detecting with somebody's sticker on my shirt, and I'll make it known. Oh well, fellows, I asked upon this a couple of live streams ago. Do you get anything old on the beaches, or just modern stuff? Yeah, very old, which shocked me. I'll talk to you about it again. I know I've done it on the past live stream, and some people here will have heard this. But yeah, some very old stuff. Roman gold ring, 14, 15, 16 hammered coins from the 1680s, Venetian. So and some of the things that I know are old, but I'm getting people looking into them. Many old things. Yeah, most of the jewellery I find is modern-ish, but I found a gold wedding band which was hallmarked 1723. So yeah, don't be put off by the beaches. There's old stuff on here, and it has to be old. So I can't detect the land here. I can't. Everything I find is on the beach and in the water, and we've even found hammered coins in the water, a little bit worn, yes, but in the sea. So no, this was what I thought. I thought I'll be a treasure hunter. I'll come here and I'll just go in the sea and I'll just find lots and lots of jewellery, and which I am, but a lot of it's really old, really old. So yeah, loving that part of it. What do I like about the diving detecting? I just like it because it's like when you're in the fields, you see sheep and cows and stuff like that, and it keeps you occupied, and there's a nice sunny day. With under the water, it's just a little bit different. I get to see octopus and lobsters and fish, and then when you get a signal under the water, you know it's a good signal, and you know that you're going to find gold. And I'm not being greedy and it's gold and I'm going to make myself a millionaire. I never found any gold on the land in the UK. I know lots of people do. I didn't in 5 years of detecting. And you know that people, as soon as they get in that water and it's a little bit cooler at the start of the year, and the fingers shrink, but the gold ring doesn't shrink. So they start playing ball and this, that, and the other, and they're just losing jewellery. And I've said it so many times on my videos. If people get married, the second thing that they should do when they buy the ring and they should say to the jeweller, please can you engrave my telephone number, my address, or anything on the inside of the ring, so people like us can get it back to the owner. And I think that's really important, because it's one of the most probably precious things that you will lose and that we as people will find. And if these people, when they get married, if they could think of that, go to the jewellers and say, please put my telephone number on the inside, or your postcode or anything. It's all right finding a ring, because let's face it, most rings are 9 carats, they weigh 4 or 5 grams, you've got 50, 60 quid's worth of gold and scrap. It's not life-changing money. I prefer exchange that 50, 60 pounds worth of scrap gold into tracing the people down and giving the ring back. That would make my life so much better. I'd feel so much better to giving it back to somebody that's lost it. Sorry, Detect Sussex got to go. Say good night before I miss it. Good night, buddy. Thanks for joining us. So yeah, underwater, it's just different to land. I love land detecting, I love beach detecting, I love underwater detecting, but I just know that at least every other time I go out under the water, I'm going to find precious metal or a hammered coin or something. I've got more chance of finding them than I have in the UK. Simple. Declaring the fines, laws here, no. Basically, it's different for every state or every province you are in the country. I'll always try and get stuff back to people, and I have done since I've been here. But there's nothing set up to find it. If you find it, you get it back to people. There's just nothing set up for it. So basically, if you find something, you hand it into the police, you'll never see it again. Yeah, if you know what I mean. Scottish Metal Detecting now reunited a newlywed couple with a ring that they lost in the sea the day they got married. And that's a common thing here. There was, before I had my little metal detector here, there was a couple that got married here. The same thing exactly. They went for a swim. The husband lost his wedding ring that very day. They were lucky. All their wedding party went out and bought face masks and snorkels. It took them 3 days, and they found it just by looking with their eyes. They were lucky. Now, I do find a lot of the stuff under the water with eyes only finds, because gold sparkles under the water. But I've found an engagement ring and a wedding ring and return it to the owners here. If I can get it back to people, I'd much prefer to do that. In fact, there's a couple of videos on the Going Garage channel where you'll see me giving something back. Digit Mart, thanks for joining us, Digit. It's always nice to get stuff back. There's getting back to Scottish there. I was on my dinner hour. I start my dinner hour at 2 o'clock in the afternoon when I'm working here. It's 2 till 6, and then I go back in the evening time. So I always go down to the sea to see if it's worth taking my camera. I don't take it with me, my GoPro with me, if the sea's cloudy or too cloudy. And this one particular day, again, this is in one of our videos, I was walking down to the beach just to give it a check, and there was a girl, hands and knees, crawling through the sand, absolutely crying her eyes out, with her husband. And obviously I knew what had gone on. So I just said, have you lost something? Oh, yes, I'll lose my engagement ring. So I just said, 2 minutes. I ran back to my office, which is by the beach, grabbed my little metal detector, went back to them and just said, stand back, and I just did this, and I swear the very one signal, and I just put my hand in the sand, pulled her engagement ring out and gave it to her, and then she started crying even more. Then when she'd lost it, she gave me a hug and everything, and she said to me, do you want a reward? And I said, no, just let me record you, and that's enough for me. So I made a little video about it. And it was her engagement ring, and she'd been there for 2 hours before I walked past. It was just one of those days, by chance, I decided to walk that way through the sunbeds to get to the sea, to check if it was clear, and she happened to be there, and when I'm seeing her scraping the sand, I knew what had gone on. So somebody was looking down on her that day. She was happy, she was over the moon, her husband was even more over the moon, so good times. Oh, cool. Maybe it's nice when you get in the newspapers and do things, and you get recognition for what you've done. We've done the same here. I found, and again, I've mentioned this before on live streams, and I'm just assuming you guys weren't watching the live streams at the time. On a towpath next to a canal out with the John 316, I found the First World War medal. Name around the side, name was Homer, and tried to chase it back to the family, went through all the newspapers, went on the radio, and to this day I've still got the medal with me now. I've got genealogists and all sorts trying to find that I know he died at the age of 21 in the Battle of the Somme. I knew where he was born. I knew that he had brothers and sisters. I knew that even the shop, he lived in a butcher's shop or something like that, and that shop now is a nail, some people that put nails on women's hands shop, and everything about him, but just can't find any living relatives. And the only place I know that's still got his name attached to it is there's a cricket pitch nearby with a cricket hall, and there's a memoriam of people from the cricket team that died in the war, and his name's on there. So the only thing I can think of doing is donating it to the cricket club. So I just can't think of any other way. It's nice to get through, but that made it to the newspapers. Yeah, it is good when you know people like that. At the end of the day, it's not all about greed. We know there's people out there, they buy a metal detector and they think they're going to go out there and within 2 hours never have to work again in their lives because they're going to find, a pot of gold, but it doesn't happen. Original cats, tuna fish while swimming? No, not here, no. The waters, especially in the summertime when we're detecting, the waters are just too noisy with tourists and stuff like that. You really got to go out your way. The only thing I really see is lobsters, octopus, and big schools of fish. Fish kind of this size. I've swam with them a couple of times, but no tunas. That would be an experience. It's the nature side of things are wonderful here. 3 years ago, not so wonderful. Temperature at about 45 degrees here. The sea was incredibly warm, almost too warm to swim in. And it was driving the fish crazy. So every time you went into the sea, the fish just started attacking you. Not attacking you so you'd be in pain, just headbutting you. And a fish this big, hitting you in the legs and stuff, it hurts. So I had to get out to sea. A couple of times that's happened. But no tuna, unfortunately. And I do love tuna. Sharks. Now sharks, Steve. Again, hit upon this before. I think Andy, who comes out with me, he would give me the exact date, 1972, 73, 74. Probably not too far away from when the first Jaws film was released. And it's not a laughing matter, but That was the last person to be killed in the waters around this island. Not killed, they were eaten whole, gone, one go, by great whites. There's lots of great whites in the Mediterranean, the Ionian Sea, lots and lots, but they stay in the deep cold water. But what it was in those days, back up until the 1970s, before they brought new laws in, there was quite a lot of people eaten in the 1920s, 30s, 40s, lots of people killed by great whites, because what was happening, they got these big luxurious, 2-3 bedroom yachts with 5, 6, 7 staff, 10 staff on board, whatever, and people living off the island, sailing around. So they begin about the daily business, and then any waste that was made by the boat, whether it be potato peelings, bits of meat or fish or whatever, it was just cast off the back of the boat. So it got to the point where sharks were just following these boats around because it was an easy meal, and it was a problem. And in fact, the last person that died was a 15-year-old girl that actually dived off a boat and was eaten whole by a shark. But since then, they've changed the laws. You can't dump any waste into the sea. And ever since that law was brought in, there's been no casualties through shark attacks. So it just goes to show. Scottish Relics going. Thanks for joining, Scottish Relics. Much appreciated. Thanks for joining us. Ta-ra, love. Yeah, no, I don't sell it myself. Wildfellows about talking about getting into the sea. You can't tell me there's not anybody on this planet that doesn't go into the sea that's old enough that doesn't get that. That noise comes into your head every time you go in. But you've got to watch out here. You've got to watch out. They're quite friendly, but they can become a bit aggressive sometimes in their way, which are the big turtles that you get here. And the turtles can weigh 23, 24, 25 stone and weight, massive, huge things, and they're protected here. So if one's spotted, all the water sports activities, all the paragliders, the banana boats, anything like that, it's all suspended until it gets on its way out of the area, which is a good thing, because these things have taken a lot of years, over 100 years, to get to the size they are. But they've got heads, big heads, and they're like a snapping turtle. And so they can get quite aggressive depending on the season. And if they snap at you, they could have your fingers off or something. So there is a few nasties here. But you just got to go for it at the end of the day. Go for a swim and just hope you don't get eaten by anything. So it's 20-2 for me now, so next 20 minutes or so I'm going to be winding it down because I'm absolutely cream crackered. And at 2 o'clock, that'll be nearly 3 hours since we started again. So if anybody's got anything they want to ask or to plug their channel or anything else, do it now, because in 22 minutes I'll be gone for sure, before I fall asleep. And we're down to 11 people watching anyway. Yeah, Wildfellows, you have got to keep your wits about you. You kind of get lost sometimes. You get mesmerised when you're in the sea. There's out where I go detecting, there's an underwater cliff that goes down. In fact, it's on one of the videos. It's called Going Deep. Don't type that into your internet search. You might get the wrong results. But it's on Going Garrett, and it's called Going Deep. I'm sure it is. And I just got mesmerised by these big schools of fish one day, and so I just put my metal detector to one side, put it down my swimming shorts, and just decided to go a bit of free diving with these fish, and it was amazing. A little bit silly, a little bit dangerous. Because I went a lot deeper than it seems on the video. But I've just fancied swimming with these massive fish. And so I swam down this cliff into the water. The water was getting dark because I'm getting deeper. But yeah, amazing experience, amazing. But like you say, you've got to keep your wits about you. Anything could happen. I had a couple of years ago, I was detecting close to the shore, and you can hear a speedboat or a jet ski from probably 2, 3, 4 miles away. So you hear one, you will stick your head above the water just to make sure. And I can't remember, last year or the year before, this company had rented a jet ski out to a woman, and I had this jet ski. All of a sudden, it came from nowhere. I stood up, and she went past me within 10 or 15 feet of me. But not just me, other people around as well, people just normally swimming. And the people that owned the jet ski that had rented it out, they come racing across in a speedboat. They obviously knew what they were doing. And they instantly took the jet ski off her, because the rule is you stay 200 meters away from the shore. That's it. You don't break that rule. It's 200 meters away from shore. She broke it. And when I looked up, that could have been frightening, scary. Not going to hang it out until 4 a.m. like we did the other night. I haven't got the stamina, Steve. But if you want to another night, I'm quite happy. We get you online again, and we'll do a 4 o'clocker in the morning again. That was a 4-hour job, and we started at 11 o'clock tonight. So this is all coming up to a 3-hour already. Well, fellows, I think I'll enjoy it. Although you're very safely from my lovely settee. Yeah, I think we don't put across enough. The last video we put out just the day before lockdown happened here, that water was so cold, and I think at my age now, in my 50s, you just think with the water's that cold, is it worth getting in there? Because you're risking all sorts of problems. And the water really is ice cold. The summertime, when we're out there, lovely and warm, but like I've just talked about, when you go down and you swim with the fish down the cliff edge, the water goes from 30, 32 degrees to 18 degrees within seconds. As soon as you start going down, it's ice cold. Even in August, even in July, it's freezing down there. So no, I won't be taking any more risks like that anymore. So I'm just reading the comments. I'm not being rude. I wish I could take people out with me and scuba detecting and diving and all sorts, so they get the experience. Everybody that's come out with me, including Alan and Andy, they're just completely hooked. Obviously, I've lent people metal detectors, and they've come out with me, and they've got absolutely, they wouldn't have it any other way. With me, the underwater metal detecting, you know, you get to a certain age and you're digging and your arms are aching and stuff like that. When you're in the sea, it's the most relaxing type of metal detecting going. And the scenery under the water is absolutely awesome. It's fantastic. I would recommend it to anybody. Yeah, cold water, nothing to see here. You're damn right there, Steve. I go in the water as Steve and I come out as Susan most of the time. Absolutely, oh dear. I can't explain, I really can't begin to explain sometimes how cold it is. It's incredibly cold. Excuse me. So we come down to 7 viewers, Harrison. So I think we're going to start winding it down now, because I'm not one of those viewers. You are. So there's not many on there. So Hold on, Suffolk Sisters just said you want to make a live chat. Do you want to do that, Harrison? We'll do it on the next one, Steve. Harrison keeps on forgetting about it. So as long as we continue below 10 people watching, we'll do for the next time. Give it Harrison a kick up the backside next time, Steve. Sean the Brit, we enjoyed your videos with the handheld pointer. Cheers, dude. Means a lot to us. You know, I appreciate it when people say, because they don't know the amount. It's so easy for me to join and jump in the sea and think I'm going to get some treasure, but to do it and try and film everything at the same time, I tell you something, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of effort. Because all I'm interested in is the diving side of it and the searching, and then some. You've got to remember switch your camera on, stuff like that. We've got through so many GoPros, it's unbelievable. Like Steve was talking about the other night, Suffolk Sifter, I've got through I think 4 GoPros now, something like that. Not my camera of choice. So as Naomi said earlier, we're going across to the, what's it called, Harrison? I can never remember the name of the new camera we'll be using. The Osmo Action Camera, that's it. Harrison, just remind me. That's what we're using as soon as it gets across here, and hopefully June. See you dig it, Mark. Metal detecting. Try me, little love. Lake Tahoe. I meant Lake Tahoe. God, 20 odd years ago. I spent a time in a long time in San Francisco many years ago. Yeah, Steve, I'm staying away from GoPros for the future. I've just had enough. Raleigh Treasure Hunters Australia. Thanks for joining us. And you've just subbed us. Thanks for subbing us, dude. Means a lot to us. And as soon as I get off this live stream, if I've not subbed you, I'll sub you straight back. No, Steve, the GoPro now, I've to the point, we've been using GoPros, not just for metal detecting, but Harrison had his first GoPro, I can't remember, maybe 10 years ago, and I've only ever had trouble with them. I just can't, they stress me out so much. Terrible cameras. When Harrison bought a GoPro, Wildfellows, maybe 10 years ago, he saved up for it, bought an holiday because we were going to do some cliff jumping, and bought it here actually, cliff jumping and this, that and the other. We got it out, it worked for, I don't know, a day, and the battery packed in. It cost us about 17 quid, going back a few years ago, which was a lot of money, 17 quid they charged us to send back to America to get it repaired. 17 quid, it should have been for free. And then I had a little GoPro session that I bought here 3 years ago, used it 2 or 3 times, stopped working. I had a GoPro 7 come last year, used it once. and it stopped working. So for me, GoPro, rubbish. Rubbish cameras. Beyond rubbish. Yeah, show the sort of love. Cheers, Steve. What's this, Steve? GoPro 8, 279, extra battery, charger, £50, case £25, media mode, case 80. It's a lot of money for something that doesn't. It just doesn't. It doesn't cut it for me anymore. So yeah, we're going to go with this Osmo Action now. We'll be trying that as soon as it can come across here. As soon as the flights are in here, we're going with this Osmo camera that Harrison's got and Naomi's got, and we're going to give this a try. Because now, for me, GoPro. In fact, they've done it with me. I'll be writing to them. They just, and we've spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds on GoPros only to be let down by them every single time. Rubbish. What's my thoughts on the Garrett Apex or the gossip on it? There's a lot of good gossip on it because everybody's always said that the Ace 250 and all the 200i, 300, 400 and all this is old technology. The AT Pro, AT Max is old technology. So they're promising some new technology now. So that's what I'm looking at. Something that does lots of things without having to press lots of buttons to change those things. So that's what I'm looking forward to. It'll be interesting to see some of the videos on that. Yeah, the Osmo, they've got. We've got we'll be using the drone also this summertime. It's just my personal opinion. If anybody wants to buy the GoPro, for me, I'd say no. If somebody said to me, Steve, put a video out tomorrow on cameras that are worth taking under the water, I wouldn't put my name against the GoPro. Having spent as much money as I've spent on them, only to be let down, I would never recommend them. And I hope GoPro watch and somebody says to them, there's somebody saying bad things about your cameras. And the reason I'm saying bad things about the GoPro is because I've never had a good experience with them. Ever. Ever. Unbelievably bad. Yeah. Apex launch on the 15th of May. Looking forward to it. Harrison's fiddling again. I'd go Steve, definitely. How can I put my statue on the head? There you go. There's a lovely little statue. Good physique. Been working out in the gym. Was it this side? There you go. I'm patting it out on the other side. I can't get with these things that are back to front. There you go. You little love. Yeah, I think everyone's having a discussion about the Osmo down there. I think it's the new Garrett. It's the GoPro replacements, as far as I'm concerned. GoPro have sort of kind of led the market for so long now. It's about time somebody else stepped up. We did some underwater shots last year. I don't think they were included on any of the videos. There was a slow-mo feature on the Osmo, and it just picked up every single air bubble that came from me as we went. It was just an awesome. It was just a world apart from the GoPro. I think GoPro have become like a lot of companies do. They become complacent, thinking that they're the best at what they do. Well, they're not. They're not at all. They're not the best at what they do anymore. When you look at Osmo and people that are now getting there. 12 watching, 21 thumbs up. 13. Harrison's making me pat things on the head. I don't know. I know it's my statue, and I've got to try and get it there. Let's try and get it there on the head. Where am I? There's the head. There you go. Is that on the head now? There you go. On the head. There you go. Oh, I don't know. No, hopefully, like Steve knows, this next few weeks, next few months, we'll be trying out lots and lots of new stuff. The GoPro I'm using now, Steve, is actually an old GoPro, the GoPro Hero 4. So I've gone back a few levels, and this one was okay up until a couple of months ago where it started letting water in. So I've got new seals and everything, and it's working okay now. But it hasn't got the Wi-Fi thing on there. The Wi-Fi thing's important for me, so I can adjust it on my goggles using my iPad. So when I'm under the water, it's looking where I need to look. I can check that before I get in the water. The Hero 4 doesn't do that. It's important. Good evening, Darren. You all right, love? Back up to 14 now. How are we, Darren? Jet ski John, yes, a long time ago. Must be 6, 7 years ago, John. Thanks for joining us, buddy. Jet ski, yeah, must be 6, 7, 8 years, a long time ago. Hello, Headless Hunter. Yeah, we're all itching get out. I know you've just joined us a couple of peeps. Jet Ski John, Darren, I'm lucky enough for the lockdown to be finishing here on Monday, so Tuesday, straight out. Can't wait to get out. I'm itching. I'm itching. Seriously. Well, Treasure Hunter Australia, thanks for joining us. Good night, love. See you at the next one. Yes, Harrison, we hope to get the video up on Wednesday. So what I'm going to try and do is go out on Tuesday for the after lock. We did a before lockdown video, and this will be the after lockdown video. So fingers crossed. Get out on Tuesday and try and get the video up for Wednesday stroke Thursday. Really looking forward to it. I can't like, I don't care. I don't care if I go out and swim for 3 or 4 hours and find 10 cents. I don't care. As long as I get out there, you're all going to be bored by it, but I'll film myself finding nothing, and that will be a video, and I'm going to put it up. I'm going to put it up, and that'll be, go and Garrett, find stuff all, and I don't care. Do you want to put a picture on the screen, Harrison? I'm going to pour myself one more drink, and then we'll call this a night after that, yeah? It's all right, I've not been ignorant. I have to try and read some of these things. Into the boys' room. Right. So let's have a look. I'm back now anyway. Do apologise for disappearing. It's hard to go 3 hours without having a little visit to the little boy's room. So let's have a look. Jet ski John, Team Garrett, double dingers all the way. Sometimes I wonder if I forget the day I ever said double dinger. It's sort of followed me around many years. No, I don't regret it actually. There was actually somebody on the beach here a few years ago that, well, about 3 years ago, that recognised most bizarre thing 2,000 miles away from England. And I was working on the beach and I get a tap on the shoulder from somebody. Right, fudge cake, double dingers. Atlas Hunter, do you have any opinion on AT Max or Noctis Simplex, which is better? You go the 300i. Oh dear. Okay, then I'll give you an honest opinion on the Noctis Simplex and the AT Max. I'll give you an opinion on somebody that's used both. The Simplex, well, we've been using the Simplex Plus, and obviously I've got the AT Pro. So for me, the Simplex is okay. It's a good machine for the price. Don't get me wrong, and it's really up there. And it's really good on wet sand, and it's really good on the water. But if I've got a choice between the two, and you've got to remember there's a price difference between the two as well. If money was no object between the Simplex and the AT Max, it'd be the AT Max. It just would be. If you want to message me, I'll tell you 1,000 reasons why, but that's my personal opinion, and other people may disagree. But don't get me wrong, the Simplex, for the price, for where it comes into the market, it's an awesome machine from what I've seen so far. Any tips on the 400i? It's a difficult one because I've gone from 250 to the AT. So it depends on what specific tips that you would be after. If you were wanting to look on wet sand, on the beach, on the fields, have you asked me which tip you would want the most? It's slightly better or newer technology than the 250. It's set up a little bit different, but yeah, I've not got a problem at all. If you ask me which tip, I can explain a little bit better. Wildfellows, yep. Garrett all the way. That's why we call Going Garrett. I aren't a metal detecting snob. To me, I would love all machines. We just ended up called Going Garrett because it was a thing that we come with. But some machines are good. Some machines are better. Some machines are a little bit. But they all do what they say on the tin. They find metal. Some do it a little bit better than others. But at the end of the day, we're all here to metal detect. That's what we do. So I like Garrett, but I also like other machines. And the Simplex Plus that we've been using, I'm enjoying it. So don't be put off just because my name's Going Garrett. From Sam Batch. Yes, we've approached farmers in this area. Yes, definitely. Lots of permissions around there. In fact, around that part of the area, we found the farmers to be a lot more helpful and a lot more accommodating in around the Cheshire area than they were in the Staffordshire area. So yeah, knock on the doors because that was the better area for us. We had permissions all around Jodrell Bank, all around that area. We had so yeah. Darren, really go for it. Get in touch with the John 316 UK, who's pretty close to you, and ask him, because I'm sure he'll be happy to help you out. There's lots of places, and from where we come from, and then you move a little bit north, a little bit more northwest, they're more accommodating. So yeah, I don't think you'll have any problem around the Sandbach area. Really, you won't. Sorry, just reading the comments again. I don't think you miss much, Wild. You won't. I'm always of the belief if you walk over it, you're going to find that to a point. If there's a 9 carat gold back of an earring somewhere, it's 12 inches deep, then a more expensive machine will probably find it more so than a less expensive machine 5 years ago. Now, again, going back to the Simplex and stuff like that, we're testing the Simplex with its modern technology, and these things are finding the smaller stuff deeper. So these companies that are pushing out the big expensive machines, they've really got to look out as far as I'm concerned, and we'll be testing a lot more machines on this, and over the next 2 or 3 weeks, I'll personally be testing some of these machines, because you've got to remember, like the AT Pro and the AT Max, the AT Max is getting old now, it's knocking on. The AT Pro is certainly old and knocking on, along with a lot of other machines. They've been going around forever. And you've got companies like Nocta that are going out there and sticking machines out that are half the price now, when you've got you've got these machines that are finding stuff at depths the same as the expensive machines are finding. And it'll only get better. And these companies will sell more machines now because they're coming in at the same price as a Garrett 300i or a 400i, and but they're all at the same time they're competing with the Knox 600. We're taking the Simplex Plus out against the Knox 600, and they're so similar, but one's 50% cheaper than the other. So, and that's my experience. It's not somebody sitting here and talking word salad and making things up. It's what we're experiencing out on the beach when we're in the water. And only months and months of us getting out will make us decide, would we spend the 300 or the 600? But for me at the moment, they're all, the AT Pro, the Knox 600 and the Simplex, there's the pros and cons, but we'll be releasing videos, and they'll be honest from the heart videos, showing you exactly what we do and what we find. Looking forward to Tony Ricky, you could have asked Digger Dawn on what would have make better viewing. Okay, explain a little bit more. I don't really understand that, Tony. Yeah, no problem, Darren. Really knock on doors, because John 316 UK and myself, when we were up that way, found them people really accommodating there. Yeah, I don't think you'll have any problem at all. Yeah, well, I'm glad you're looking forward to it. But if anybody's got any suggestions that they'd like us to do different things, we found recently when we did the Ace 250 versus the Chinese knockoff of the Ace 250, a lot of people are really interested in that. They really want us to do the follow-up videos. If people would like us to compare, and not in an honest way, not a you know, I love this manufacturer. Just because the name's Going Garrett, if we go out there and find something that's the same price as a 250 but does better, just because the name Garrett is in the title of our YouTube channel doesn't mean I would say that the 250 is better, because it isn't. I would tell you honestly that the other machine will be better. The Simplex at the moment, I keep on mentioning the Simplex. It's a cracking machine, seriously. Cheers. If anyone's having a drink. Cheers, loves. I have to ask the question, Tony. Why the question I could have asked Digger Dawn would have made better viewing. I don't understand that question, so please follow it up. We all hope, well, that things are going to be the hype that they're going to be, and they're not. I'd say the last 5 years, how many metal detectors that they give this hype to have ended up being as good. I tend to find the ones that you don't hear about, the ones that appear silently from behind and you get to use them, the ones that aren't out there giving, they're the ones that end up being... Again, I'll mention the Nocta. The Nocta Pulse Dive, it wasn't really pushed in anybody's faces. It was just a thing that was released on the market, and people like myself, through Aaron and a couple of other people, started using it. The same with the scuba detector. It was just kind of released, and we all started using them. Well, not all, a few people started using them. And we upset a lot of people because we started finding stuff that you wouldn't expect to find. I found a golden nugget, 4, 5, 6 gram golden nugget with 150 pounds metal detector, and that's supposed to be impossible in salt water, buried below 6, 7 inches of sand under the ocean. That's supposed to be impossible. 150 pounds metal detector did that for me. Atlas Hunter, another prize for 18 maps until a coil, and we're saying what Simplex cost. Well, you want to give away Man Lab Go Find, do it as a competition. I mean, do it whatever makes you happy. You've got a channel, do it on there. Do a live stream like I am. Auction it off. There's so many different options. We've done prize giveaways in the past. I haven't done one for a few years, but we've done competitions. Well, we've had to have, I don't know, 200, 300 entries before we'll give it away, and we just give it away at our cost. If you've got one, do it on your channel, do it as a competition, get somebody else to do it for you on one of their competitions. If you want to give it away, you know, there's 1,000 ways you can give it away. With us, we approached Garrett about 5, 6 years ago, and they sent us a box load of stuff, too much stuff almost, that we could do anything with. Not big detectors, but lots of little things. and we just had lots of little competitions. The first person to comment on the video, or somebody to write us a funny poem. We did lots and lots of different. Funniest comment wins it, and you know, so it's totally up to you. Totally up to you. You still there, Harrison? Type a message so I know. Just give yourself a little pat on the head. Plenty nice. Right, I think I'm going to give it a 5-minute call now. It's 2:20, 2:25, and I'm going to call it because it's 2:25, well, 2:20 for me, and I know it's only 12:20 for you guys. I'm absolutely worn out now. I've had a long, long day. So any last-minute questions? Darren Richardson, there you go. Strangest find. Camera lady, my wife, actually mentioned this the other day after somebody said to me, what was your strangest find? And I forgot. It was actually when I was out with Aaron from South Coast Detecting. I found a torch, like a little mag light, about this big, about 6-8 inches underground, with the Ace 250. And nothing spectacular or anything like that, but when it came out the ground, it actually worked. It got batteries in it, it was working. It was just, I've still got that torch now, I don't know, 3-4 years later. Yeah, just nothing spectacularly strange or anything, but a torch buried. I don't know how it got there, 8 inches below a grassy field, and it still worked. Strange for me. Thanks, Wild Fellows. Lots of questions tonight, much appreciated. Thanks very much. So yeah, we'll wind it down now. It's 2222, 222. So any last questions before we go? It's 2 minutes to go, and I'll be cutting it off. So. It's very good actually. One of the first things, Headless Hunter, the nose is not heavy at all. The very first thing I commented on the Simplex is how light and how well balanced it is, and it really, really is incredibly light. And I keep on saying it, for the price, for the money you pay for it, it's a fantastic machine. I'm not being paid by anybody. No, I'm not getting paid to promote anything. The Simplex is a cracking machine. I've not got my arm tied at my back to say that. It is a good machine. It's well balanced and extremely light. I use it on the beach with Alan for about 4, 5, 6 hours. Awesome, no problems at all. Ten watching, 22 thumbs up. We've got 1 minute left to go, and I'm definitely going in 1 minute. I'm so tired. What do I think about Harry's comments with the man with the hat? That's a good question. It might take me over the the going off now. That is an absolutely fantastic question. Harry's comments 3 months ago, I would have said Harry's an idiot, and I would have done. That was 3 months ago. Now, and I don't want to cause any controversy, I'm not getting into any arguments with anybody, but now, 3 months down the line, I get where he's coming from. But that's my personal opinion. And so now, with what's happened, with what's been going on recently, I get what he was saying. Before, I was a bit like, because I've never got involved in this IG text stuff. It's never bothered me. I watch it. I've never had an opinion on it until that question was just asked, because my mind was one way, and then with recent things that have been done and been said, it's another way. So yeah, I don't think Harry was completely wrong in what he said now. Thanks for that, Darren. It's a shame you missed. We tried to post, or we will try to post when we're getting on live again. We're down to 8 people watching now. So I hope I've answered all your questions. I'll be saying good night. I'll let Harrison continue the chat for a couple of minutes after I go offline. I'm going to bed. I'm absolutely cream crackered. Thank you all for watching. Thanks for the super chats. Really, really appreciated it. And so, what can I say? I'll see you all, my little fudge faces, and I'll see you the next double dinger. Ta-ra.